privilege of introducing a good friend, a sister in the Lord, a cohort in all things Elev8Life and TLT, Laura Morris right here. Give her a big hand, please. Hi, guys. She is an amazing trainer. That's her degree, is in being a corporate trainer. Give her your full attention and enjoy.
I'm also a teacher, so you'll get that part of me too. Put this all through. I want to read this. Tall trees catch the most wind. When you're positioned just right, that's important, they become supple and strong, shield other trees, and send life-giving seeds on the wind. The idea is, in every situation, in a specific situation, there is someone that is going to be the leader. So every situation, just kind of like she had the picture, the video with the tree and all the different animals. But so you're a leader in your area. And the idea tonight is to find out what that area is and be in that area. And also for the rest of us that are not in that area to be able to accept them for being in that area and work with them. Okay? So it goes both ways. It's not just one way. Leadership is the ability to know when to bow, when to stand tall, and when to dance with others. And the founder of this Tall Trees assessment, she said that. And she's a great lady. And the reason we've done a lot of different assessments, if you've done anything, they have a million of them. This one is different for a lot of reasons. The number one reason, it's all about growth. It's about trees grow. We're not, because we're something, doesn't mean we have to stay there. And we're not labeled bad if we're that. We have to grow in who we are and let other people grow and help them grow in who they are. Okay? Is everybody with me? Yes? Yes? Okay. I want to take us on a journey. Okay? So the first thing is I want you to forget all the things that you think that you knew about leadership, about personality types, about all the stuff Andrea just told you. No, I'm kidding. Forget what's behind, keep going, don't go over old history. Be alert, be present. God's about to do something new. It's bursting out, don't you see it? There it is. He's making a road in the desert, rivers in the Badlands. Like, he's doing it. He wants to do it with us. He's starting here tonight. He wants to do it with us. And then the next part of the journey is I want you to listen to me. But I don't want you to listen to agree with me. I don't want you to listen to disagree with me. I want you to be with me. You'll have time to agree or disagree, but for this time that I'm sharing the information, I want you just to be with me. Can you do that? Yes? Yes? Okay. All right. Then we're going to go to understanding, because above all else, you do this, you get wisdom. Write this at the top of your list, get understanding. So that's the purpose. We're going to understand who we are, and we're going to understand other people. What for? Why do we want to do that? Anybody want to say? Anybody want to say? Why do we want understanding? Why do we want to learn about ourselves? There you go. Boom. Boom, right? Okay, go ahead. All right, these are the 4 basic types. There's 4 different types, and we're going to go over those 4 types. What do you think when you see a pine tree? This is interactive, so you get to answer me. Christmas? Okay. Okay, what else? What do you think? What do you think of pine? Okay, what? Leaves don't fall off? No, they're not prickly. Wrong one. Okay, just very, very warm. Like, and are they alone? Okay, all right. Let's go see what pine trees are about. Okay. Okay. Pine trees are very laid back. All about teamwork. Okay. Caring for people. They like world peace. They're the ones that you see on TV that say, I want world peace. That's them. They notice everything, too. They're very intentional. Okay? They're the type, they'll have 1 or 2 really close friends, and they'll have them forever. Like, they're the keepers. Okay, go to the next. So how many are you pines? How many are you pines before we get here? Okay, all right, good. Okay, these are boxwood. These are not like the most popular looking ones that we see around here. But what do you think about when you look at that? What do you think about when you look at a boxwood tree? They're very formed, right?
Skinny.
They're skinny. Besides skinny. They're perfect, right? They're very orderly, very organized, right? They're shaped just right. Okay, very step by step. They focus on quality. They make lists. They plan. Look at the scissors with the grass. Like, really? Yes, they do that too. Everything. Oh, how many of you boxes have like things like that organized like that? There you go. I don't have that. But they plan. They like everything in order. They're the type of people that if you make a plan, they expect you to do 1 through 10. They don't like skipping from 1 to 5 and back to 2. That doesn't work well for them. They get uncomfortable with that shift. We got laughter over here. All right, what do you think about the palm tree? Vacation? Party waiting to happen? Party you have a daughter like that? Yeah, she's a party waiting to happen. Just bright sunshine, right? All right, so we have, could you eat her face? Look at this. She is having a great time with that piece of cake. It's not sugar. It's not refined sugar. It's not. It's healthy sugar. Keep calm, be original. They have a lot of great ideas. Palms have like these out. They don't know how to make them happen, but they have them. They're good to make them, but they need the help of the boxes to make it happen. Okay? They're always happy. They want to have a party. They want to bring everyone with them, and they really want everybody with them. It's not just, everybody come along for the ride. No, you're important. I need you, I need you, I need you. They want to take everyone with them. They're all about the people. More people, the merrier. More people, the merrier. How many are palms? All the ones that are talking are palms. Always. Go to the next slide. All right. This is what I am. Okay, they're kind of pretty on the outside, but what do thorns have? I gave it away. What do roses have? They have thorns. So they could be thorny. So they're all about getting the job done. They're all task-oriented. They see the goal. They will knock you down as you go, as they go. They don't mean to hurt you. They just don't even see you. Like, you don't matter because they're focusing on that. So they tend to hurt people's feelings. But they're the ones that are mostly athletes because they'll be disciplined enough to get up in the morning and exercise regularly and do whatever it needs to take to win because they like to win. And they have all the answers and they're good in an emergency. Policemen, firemen, people that have to make quick decisions. Okay, we'll go back to the box. The box, you will not make a quick decision because they have to think about all the possibilities. All the possibilities. My husband is a box, okay? So when I have an idea, I have to go tell him the idea and walk away and say, let me know when you decide. because I'm out the door ready to rock. And he's like, well, what about? So I learned, 23 years you learn. Okay, go to the next slide. All right, so they're willing to take risks. They're winners. They just go straight. They're right for it. They do hard things. Getting the job done. Personally, I like just be like Nike. Just do it. Like, if you have something to do, just do it. Don't even wait. So that's the rows. Okay, go to the next one. All right. So before we go to the next one, I just want to, now everybody kind of has an idea. You have an idea of who your family is, right? Family members maybe. Are you here, or what you are? Okay, I'm going to read a couple of one-liners. Most people are probably two, but I'm just going to pick one. And this is for, I'm going to put my glasses on. This is for, let's say, an adult. Fearless, in charge, and up for the challenge. They don't want to win. They don't want to win. They need to win. My way or the highway. Who is that? Mr. Lawrence, who is that? It's Jeff. Jeff. Okay. What personality type is it? Listen, I'm a rose. I'm proud of it. I had to own it. You have to own who you are. You know, we take the good. We have the good. We have to grow in the bad, right? That's the idea of this. This isn't like, oh, being a rose is bad. You're bad. No. I'm a rose, and you can depend on me. You tell me to do something. You ask me to do something. You can trust I'll do it. You know, will I always be nice? That's what I'm working on. Right? So truth, right? That's where we have to go. All right, how about this one? This is going to be, I'm going to pick a child. You guys all have kids. Most of you have kids? Right? Kids? Been around kids? Okay, how about this one? Quiet, always the same, easygoing. They give us one-liners but are full of thoughts and feelings. I'm fine. That's nice. Okay. Anybody know who that is? Pine tree, yeah. The child one for the pine tree is they're quiet, content, easygoing, and they say, I don't mind, you decide. And they really don't mind. They only major in the majors and minor in the minors. Here's another one. High standards, this is for an adult. One right way, and usually some stress or strain. They avoid mistakes at all cost. Correct details up front, please. In other words, they want you to give them the right information first of all, and that's it. Box. Yeah, that's box. For sure. Okay, there's one more. Energetic, creative, and fun. They talk non-stop. And they laugh out loud and say, and see the silver lining. Of course it's possible. That's the palm tree, of course. So it's fun because you can hear, I do this with my students. Where's Rachel? She's back there. I do this with my kids at school. They have one-liners, and they're learning the personality types because they have to learn to collaborate. In this culture, they're getting raised up as 4th and 5th graders. They have to learn. They have to learn the same way we all have to learn, how to get along with other people. Okay. So on your tall trees report, now we're going to go to the actual report. And on page 7, it shows the way the assessment is, okay? At the top is your overall. That means overall, this person is a box pine, okay? Which means they're probably pretty laid back and pretty organized. These different icons here, if you can see, we have the little wheelbarrow. That's the work profile. Okay, and you'll have a category for that. This is a box pine. Some people are the same all the way around. Some people are different in every one, in different situations. That's another benefit of this that's different than any other assessment. Like it breaks it down for your work, for your social, and for your life view. Now, one thing I want you to know about your life view is that a lot of the stuff on your life view has to do with your family too, like how you were raised and things. I'm a box in my family, and I was raised Catholic, so I don't know if anybody's Catholic, but you know, there's a lot of rules and regulations in that whole culture. So I think that's where I got some of that box, because I'm a rose everywhere else. My life view has box. So that's, if everything else is the same and that seems a little off, it's probably something about with how you were raised, which is fine. I'm just giving you the information. All right, so 6 areas in which you can be different, okay? So now you've owned who you are. You've looked at it and said, okay, this is who I am. And then you're going to get to take a look. Tonight we're going to I'm going to touch on this and frostbites and fast forward, but they're all there on your profile. The greatness is where you need to step forward. So I need to step forward if a quick decision needs to be made. A pine is not going to step forward when a quick decision needs to be made. Okay, now one is right, one is wrong. That's the situation that I would step forward. So you'll get to look at those and say, oh, that's why I like to do that, or that's why that works for me, or that's why that doesn't work for me. Then the forces within, that's your unique strengths. That's what makes you you. Your forest fires, that's how you communicate. Frostbite, factors that frustrate you or freeze you. Okay? So Isaiah, did it freeze you when your mom was on you, like making you that interaction, whether you have kids or spouse at work, if you have somebody who's a pine and you're a rose, you can't come at them like a bully. They will not do anything for you, ever. Right? Right. Fertilizer needed for you to become the best you can be. What can you feed or be fed by a superior, by your spouse, by your kids, by your family, in order for you to grow? What can be poured in? With my husband, for me just to respect him enough just to give him information and ask him to make a decision on something or something that I want to do, and then walk away and just wait. Now for a rose, that's a tall order. But again, you have a choice. Do you want to stay married or not? Do you want to stay in a relationship or not? That's what you do. And then you fast forward. And fast forward is usually the last thing you do, and that is areas that you could identify that you actually want to grow. You're willing to say, yes, I want to change in those areas. One of the things I told my kids when I started teaching this is that I'm a rose, and so I can be thorny. And we went through the whole thing. I said, now I give you permission to grow with me this year, so if I'm thorny to you, then you get to have a conversation with me. You don't get to raise your hand in the middle of class and tell me that, but you get to have a conversation. Do you know today, I had a fourth grader say to me, I remember when you were thorny to me in second grade. She said, I wasn't paying attention. I was like, oh my gosh. I wanted to cry. I just thought, I hugged her and I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I have no recollection of that. But so you don't think that people notice, you don't think, and again, I like being a rose. It took me a long time to get to that point because a lot of people are like, oh, she's too bossy or she's too this. And I'm sure that each of the personality types have had people say, you're too this or you're too that. That's not what this is about at all. I want us to be able to own who we are and be willing to grow where we need to. In your packet, you have a customized growth plan. Each section that you look at, those 6 sections, have areas for you to, it's the 4 E's. You embrace where you are, then you can explore, and you can explain, and you can expand. So you can go as deep or as superficial as you want for yourself in whatever area, okay? And you can take it, like Andrea said, their whole family sat down and did it together and kind of looked at their frostbites and looked at what made them grow and kind of worked together. But you can decide how you want to do this. But I recommend you take your time. There's not a rush to do it. Because this is a journey. We're on a journey, a lifelong journey. And to grow. To grow as people that want to love other people. So this is like the whole Tall Trees assessment on one page. You have your profile, which you have work, social, life, and total. Then you have the 4 F's and the growth plan. I love this. It says make a careful exploration of who you are and the work that you've been given, that's your purpose, and then sink yourself into that. Don't be impressed with yourself. Don't compare yourself to others. Take responsibility for doing the best you can with your life. Okay, the best you can for your life. That's what the heart of this is. That's my heart when I even teach the kids, when I stand up here and share this information with you. Like, let's step into it. It's a win-win when you do this. Why? Because you're being all of you and you're allowing them to be all of them. That's a win-win. I like the fields of greatness. This is the personality style does not determine your character. You have to remember that. It's your character that determines how you handle different personality types. So character, you have to have self-control in order to handle some of the other personality types, depending on who you are, right? You have to give them that wiggle room to be them, and they have to give you that wiggle, and that's not easy. That's the character. So where are you guys? Where are you? Right? And we're going to ask everybody to look at your profiles, whichever one you most identify with. I know some of you have two. If you would say, oh yeah, that's me more, or that's me more, then we're going to have a little project for you to do. We have the boxwood trees up here. Back there is pine trees. Back there is the palms, and up here is the roses.
Yeah, we have a funny video for you guys.
Oh,
It's a little
video first.
little pop quiz. I think you guys will enjoy this.
Oh. You have to pay attention to the video. It's a pop quiz. You're getting tested now.
Come on, Ollie. Do better than this.
See if you can tell what type of trees these birds are. You're going to crack them.
Oh, please.
And he can't understand, why aren't you having fun? This is fun. What's the problem? But this is fun for this person. That's what fun looks like. It's okay. Not everybody's gonna, whoop it up. I think this says it all, right? Says it all. Oh, I'm out. Oh my gosh, hilarious, right?
I feel like I'm afraid to say how I feel, to know I let you down. 'Cause late nights turn to days, don't wanna let you down. With your
Because these are all amazing qualities. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yeah.
I mean, we need this. These are strengths, amazing strengths. But the rub is when other personality types don't do life this way, how do we bridge the gap? And that's why we're here.
I work on place, I work in a great team. And then I thought about the team, and I realized we are not all the palm trees. I'm probably the only maybe palm tree there, but that's enough. And everybody else is something else, and that's why we create a great team, because we benefit from each other.
It's just really interesting how, God really shapes us in unique ways. So, be expectant for what God is going to do with this. To gain insight a little bit more about myself, because I do struggle with knowing having a self-assessment. I struggled with that in the past, but then this assessment really helped me gather those thoughts, and just even things I read, I really reflected on, and I was like, is that me? Yeah, that sounds like me. So I thought it was very helpful.
So what this helps me with is, for instance, we tend to have conflict when I'm driving because she's calculating everything. She's wanting to be overly cautious with so much, and I don't like intensity. I don't like stress. I just like things to flow. So, you know, I'm always thinking, okay, you need to relax. You need to calm down. You know, I want this to be a pleasant experience. I want to drive you. You can drive, but I know it's worse for both of us when you drive. So that's what also, it just helps for me to understand, like, okay, she's built differently to me, so then I can show more grace and patience and understanding, and rather than being like, this is something she needs to fix now, it's something that I need to learn to work with.
So I'm in like a new relationship, and we've had some communication troubles where we just communicate differently or not at all. Because we've both been like single or alone for a while now before we got together. And this test actually really gave us a lot of like enlightenment on kind of how we both communicate. Like just today, after looking through it, like he shared with me, like it's not like what you said, it's how and when you said it. Like I just kind of slip important things into the conversation, like it's no big deal. And he's like, why didn't you like tell me this like beforehand? Like why would you just like blurt that out, you know? So it really gave us some good insight on like how to communicate better in our relationship so we can grow and form a healthy relationship instead of one where we just lack communication.
A lot of us are like natural encouragers, right? So sometimes I want to encourage somebody, but then when they were sharing over there, they're like, yeah, but you're putting me in the spot and I don't like it. And I tend to do that to people, and I'm like, but I'm just trying to get you out of your box to help you. And then God was showing me, like, no, but that's not the way they receive. Or slip things in, like, hey, here you go. And they're like, no, you have to like set up an appointment and tell me that. That's really important. Or like even like the driving, like, but we're late, so let me just get you there quick, because I used to be a race car driver. And then my wife might be like, no, bad idea. But like you said, if I let her drive, then anyway, we'll get there a little later. But that's okay. So it really allowed me to see how different we all are and just like really try to honor other people in the process. So thank you for this.
Would you say as an employer having a tool like this and seeing your employees, their frostbites and everything would be valuable for your company?
Oh, absolutely. I think this would be great for every employee to take, so you can, you know, this is invaluable. This is great.
Place them where they go.
Yeah, and even knowing, you know, like our housekeeping staff is 12 girls, and each one might have a different personality. It's nice to know them,
Right.
so you know how, you know, who to mix together, who to put in, you know, so teaming up, it'd be good. This is good quality stuff, good tools.
Thank you. You know what? I want to ask Rachel. Rachel, do you mind coming here really quick? Because I want them to hear how it was when you did the child one.
It would talk about a situation of what was happening, and then it would say the different characteristics of like what they would say or what they would do.
For little treelets,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like for an example, oh, all the treelets went on a field trip to SeaWorld and the tank cracked and the shark's coming out. Which tree would you be? And one tree was like, oh my gosh, everybody, it's so scary. And then the other one was like, come with me to safety, the director. And another one was like staring at the couldn't wait to see what was gonna happen next. Are we gonna get eaten? And like you saw all the 4 different types, right? It was 18 questions.
Yeah.
But then you answered it, and you were a box pine.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a box pine.
Go ahead.
But I do think I'm still a little bit of a palm because I do like to talk a lot and I'm very creative.
Yes.
And like, I like to have a schedule, but like, I just never have one.
And she's also the type to like dress up and everybody sit down, I'm gonna put on a show, right? And that did not come through when she did her report. So the nice thing I like about the tall trees is when the child does it, then 3 adults can add in their opinion. So like mom, dad, and maybe a teacher or a youth leader or something like that to get a well-rounded, because when I saw that, I was like, but you kind of like to be an actress, like that's not showing up here. I said, let me ask you a question. When you asked yourself the questions, did you picture yourself at school or at home? And what'd you say?
I picture most of them at school.
Yeah. And then when I said, oh, this is how you are at school, and then I was asking, well, what about the palms? She goes, oh, those kids get in trouble. She was smart enough to know, I don't act like that at school because I want to learn and I don't want to get in trouble. So isn't that interesting? And it just shows the profile, how there's the work, the social, and the worldview. It was so innocent in a child that would answer it, and she was picturing herself in one scenario. But then her parents, who know her well, were able to add in the well-rounded picture. Did you like doing the assessment?
Yeah, it was really fun. But like, for some of the questions, I just think of what like I wanted to pick, not how I actually would have acted for some of them.
Oh, that's interesting. So it was like, I wish I was like that.
Yeah, but like without even like thinking about it, that I was wishing that I was that. I thought that I was that a little bit.
That's the right way to be. Did you feel like that at all?
Yeah, I did actually.
That's interesting. Give her a hand.